Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Astrological Intentions. I am your host, Alex Reevy, along with the Kravitz crazy herself.
Well, at least you didn't call me crabby.
It is episode 369, the week of August 18th. Let's get right into it. In the transits, we start off today, Monday the 18th, Mercury sextile Mars.
2 out of 2. Go, man, go.
Friday, August 22nd, Sun ingress Virgo.
Happy birthday, organizers.
And Saturday, August 23rd, new moon at 0 degrees Virgo.
Set your plans up.
And Sunday, August 24th, Sun square Uranus.
Make an adjustment.
Then we have two exciting Talisman times coming up. On the horizon, we have our Italy free retreat, a free Talisman trunk show, and of course the Italy retreat itself in October. Then in our house, Sandy has some special guests coming to town, so take a listen into what her plans are for the weekend. Stay tuned for this episode of Astrological Intentions.
I say go do you. Now travel far, share your stories and earn your scars. It's you. Say you are the one you will answer to when this life is done. Don't waste a minute, jump in the river, wash yourself clean so you can deliver you.
Hello, Kravitz crazy. That might be a little hint to where and what we're going to be talking about in our house.
Lenny.
All right. So it is episode 369 and the week of August 18th. Thank you, everybody, for listening in to our podcast. If you do have any questions, email me, info@intentionbeats.com. And shall we jump in to the transits?
Head first. Go, woman, go.
So yeah, super early. We talked about this last week. Super early, we were having the Mercury sextile Mars, the second transit, the second pass. And we talked about how interesting that was, that there were only two, because usually you have to kind of cross 3 times in order for these transits to work out the way that they do.
And super interesting because neither one of these planets are retrograde, right? But it's because Mercury has just stationed direct from his backward movement that he is basically stalled, or, stations, stuck, slow, stopped, any of those S words, right?
And then he'll catch up and pass Mars.
And he'll meet up in a sextile with Mars on Thursday, like the 14th that we just had. And then by Monday, 4 days later, Mars is moved, and finally Mercury is starting to move. So this is both at this 5 degrees of the 2 signs of Leo, where Mercury is, and Libra, where Mars is. So really odd, but very interesting, because it makes it seem like, before we got into the weekend of the 14th, the 15th, the 16th, the 17th, just seems like we've got a lot to get accomplished, like busy, right? But there is a slowness of this where it almost doesn't catch until Monday, right? Because it's that ching. It's almost like the gears don't catch. So very interesting, because this 2 out of 2, it's from a fire and air perspective, so it does need to kind of catch on, right, before it takes action. Yeah.
And then we supersonic boom over to Friday, August 22nd, Monday to Friday, where it's just going to be probably one of those weeks again where it's just like, wait a minute, it's what day? So yeah, we're already at Friday, August 22nd, and it's a very happy and organized birthday celebration for all you Virgos. Sun ingress Virgo.
Yeah, at 3:34 p.m. So just as the Friday is over, that it looks like now you can Virgo yourself. Like you can You'd think it would
What
be
kind of
Friday
themed
after.
party?
Well, you would think it would be like a Leo, like party. Oh, I can't wait to take off. But it's kind of like now you get to get organized. Maybe you got to get off work early and go buy your school supplies. Or
Gotcha.
get organized or start cleaning something up. Or this is just, Virgo is the discerning, particular routine, orderly fashion. It's ruled by Mercury, and Mercury is no longer retrograde, but he's still catching up. So again, it's the sun in Virgo. Mercury will get to Virgo next, but not this week. This week.
Okay. All right. So happy birthday, all you Virgos. And let's move to Saturday, August 23rd, where we have a new moon at 0 degrees of Virgo.
Right. So this is at 1:07 a.m. Central Time. So, sound asleep. Set your plans up. So it'll be interesting that when you do wake up, you'll feel like, it's the beginning of a new 2-week program, right? Or so maybe.
Well, either sound asleep or still organizing, one of the two.
But we know that what's the ruler of Virgo? Mercury. Mercury still, at this point, he's at 12 degrees of Leo. So at 12 degrees of Leo, he is 24 degrees away from the sun. Because didn't we just say the sun is at 0? And so the 12 Leo, Mercury is a little bit behind the sun. Or I should say in front of the sun, because Mercury is a morning star currently. So Leo comes up first and then Virgo. So Mercury comes up in Leo, and it's now 24 degrees away. So it's absolutely visualize it. It's visualized before the sun comes up. So he's a morning star, and he's far away enough from the sun that he's not combust. He's not under the beams of the sun.
So you can see him.
You can absolutely see him. You've been able to see him, but he's still in shadow. He's got a few days before he gets out of the shadow period, but he's a morning star. But what's interesting is this new moon, the sun and the moon are at the same, so we don't see the moon. This is sitting on the fixed star Regulus, because Regulus used to be at 29 Leo. It has moved in the last 72 years to the next degree, which is 0 Virgo. But Bernadette Brady, who is my favorite fixed star queen, writes that to have the sun and the moon on this Regulus, this particular fixed star, is a natural leader. Leads by moon, love and devotion. And actually, it's interesting. John of God also, he dedicated his life to the poor and those that were needy and sick and handicapped and whatever. He has Regulus on his moon, actually. But it's this is a natural leader. We got the sun and the moon here. So the sun likes to lead through high expectations of others, right? Like expecting one to, like, I have great ideas for you. I have great plans for you. I think you can, reach the stars. And that leader would have high expectations of who they're leading, right? They can do it. So it's just really, it's a nice new moon. So to me, this is like starting the Saturday out on the 23rd is starting early. Get up early for the next 2 weeks, because it's waxing, right? The moon is waxing in light. It's gaining in light. So it can feel like you are kind of pumping iron, feeling like you are a leader in your group, leading by love and devotion, and that you have high expectancy that others can reach their goals, right? And isn't that why we cheerlead?
Yeah, that's why we support the people we love.
So, this is it. I like this new moon.
Okay, I love it too. Let's move on to Sunday, August 24th, where the sun squares Uranus.
Yeah, so this.
Uh-oh.
The sun, again, we just know that the sun moved into, and the sun doesn't have any particular happy dance or a sad face emoji in the sign of Virgo. It just is just it's more discriminating, right? The sun has to have common sense around doing things like, wow, I probably shouldn't do that because I have to go to work in an hour. Things like that, making good common sense of
choices,
your plans, right?
Mm-hmm.
But with its squaring, we hear the square, and so to Uranus, and Uranus just got to Gemini, and Uranus, we have not, anybody that's under 84 years of age, which is both of us, most of the people listening, have never experienced Uranus in Gemini. And so it's bringing up new ideations, new, like quickened thoughts. So the square says make adjustments, right? Make adjustments here, because it's about you being you, which is great. But if it's in the sky, everybody is being them, right? I'm being me, you're being you, and we might come to a abrupt disagreement, right? Because it's the sun making this square to Uranus is like, Uranus wants originality, it wants autonomy, right? And the sun in Virgo kind of wants to make plans for others, right? Organize things.
Right.
And if it's not what it is you want, you might have a bit of a, like, I don't want to do that.
A power struggle.
Yeah.
Sounds
well,
like.
It's not so much power struggle, it's an individuation struggle, right? Because it's not Pluto. Like, that would be a power struggle. But it's like, you want to do that because you like pizza or you like to ride bikes. I don't like to do that. So why are we going to go on a bike ride to the pizza shop? Stuff like that, right? So it's kind of like, okay, how about we ride bikes, but we go to the Greek taverna?
Right.
Right. So that would be a good way to say, you get your way and I get my way as well. But we have to adjust.
Right.
And it's a Sunday. So it could be, hey, you do you, I do me. We come back and talk about it. Right. Yeah.
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 All right. So I do think that this is the final week. If you are interested in starting a personal talisman process, this is it. This is your chance. You can use the code CLARITY for a special discount off of the personal talisman process. And if this is something that's been calling to you, this is the moment. So I'll of course include that in the show notes, and as well as the astrology guide. It's a free guide that you can learn a little bit about what we're talking about, whether or not we're talking about the planet or the sign and what they look like, their symbols, and what it means to be in the first house versus the 8th house. Big difference. So also you can download your natal chart if you head over to our website, intentionbeads.com/chart. Let's bring back our talisman times. So for years, we had a segment of our podcast that was called Talisman Times. And this is just the talismans that Sandy has upcoming that we want to highlight, because there's this really wonderful opportunity that you have to get what's called a pre-sale. So a pre-sale is, if you're hearing this on Monday, and these two, because they're being created on Tuesday, August 19th, so tomorrow, they're still technically pre-sales, and you can get in touch with Sandy to work on these talismans with her. So let's start with the first one, talisman number 1823, being made on Tuesday, August 19th, to trust in rhythms and revelations. I feel like that's like a very cool speakeasy bar that has live music, or even like a very cool gift shop. But to trust in rhythms and revelations.
Right. It does kind of sound like a sound bath or some kind of focused, but it actually could be. We've got the moon in Cancer, where the moon loves to be. It's in domicile rulership. We got Jupiter at 15 Cancer, exaltation and exaltation degree, folks. Exaltation degree for Jupiter, 15 Cancer. And we've got Venus in Cancer. So this moon is applying to Jupiter at 15 and then boom to Venus at 22, all in the 8th house. So this is a day chart. This is done around 2:00 in the afternoon. So we're focusing on what is the benefic of a day sect chart? Jupiter. That's why we have the rising sign is Sagittarius, ruled by Jupiter. Moon is making a conjunction from the moon's placement to the exaltation of the Jupiter.
So break that down for us.
I just did. So it's
for non-astrologers as well. So we have the moon, which is like our home, where we feel safe, our emotions. We have Jupiter, which is expansion, really big thinking.
And maybe the fact that it's in the 8th house will, and when I read the affirmation, that will help.
And the 8th house is about
transformation.
Got it.
So, to trust in rhythms and revelations. As transformation is a sacred journey, I am guided by love and protected by grace. These are my greatest strengths. So finding that through the transformation house of the 8th becomes a sacred journey. Like only you can go, right? But you have the two benefics along with the moon there to take you into a trustworthy place of water, that rhythm, that flow, rhythm and revelations, like, oh, wow. But to be guided by love, Venus, and protected by grace, Venus, Jupiter. These are my greatest strengths, power, Jupiter. So
love it. That is, it's beautifully said. And I do of course I like the alliteration there. All right, so let's move on. I'll post the link in the show notes for you all. Let's move on to the next talisman, which is 1825. And it is also being made Tuesday, August 19th, to connect with heart-centered expression with siblings, community, and voice.
So this is a little bit later. So this is a night chart. So this is around between 10 and 11 p.m. So we know the sun is below the horizon. We're in a night chart. We have the rising sign of Taurus because we want Venus to be the main course here because she is the benefic of the night charts. So she's on purpose here. Now, we still have Jupiter at 15 Cancer at exaltation degree. We have the moon at 18 Cancer, still in domicile. In between the Jupiter at 15, moon is at 18, and Venus is at 23. So this is an enclosed moon by the benefics. When you can have the
he's sandwiched.
Sandwiched.
Right. Delicious sandwich.
It's the cream of the crop. It's the in-between of the two benefics. And these are pretty strong benefics. And they're rulers here. And so this is, and it's going on in the 3rd house, really close to the IC, which is family. 3rd house is siblings, your voice, how you communicate with your neighbors, your community. So to connect with heart-centered expression, with siblings, community, and your voice. I speak from my heart and listen with compassion. My voice is my vessel of beauty and emotional truth. So really strong because, again, I can't Jupiter will stay in his exaltation zodiac sign of Cancer from June of this year. He's already there until June of next year.
Oh, wow.
Super great. He does it a year at a time. However, the 15 degrees of Cancer, which is the exaltation degree
of the 29 degrees of Cancer, or the 30 degrees.
Yeah, this is it. And Venus is here. Now, I will say that Jupiter will retrograde at 25 of Cancer and come all the way back to 15. So Jupiter comes back here, but Venus won't be here. Venus won't be here. So
Wonderful.
I'll do a whole set when we get that, when Jupiter is stationing direct in its exaltation place. But, if you wanted to grab the two benefics with the moon, ding, 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 these are the two. And actually, there are several more. There's two more I'm getting with this that are already pre-sold.
Yes.
So they're off the website because someone they wanted this energy. And that's why we're running this Talisman Times again, because those that know a little astrology and know a little of their natal chart, and they want this energy for themselves. I mean, who wouldn't?
Right. Or even if they're not super familiar with their chart, and this is something that really aligns with them, and the rhythm and revelation idea, if that is something that really speaks to you, then maybe that is a sign that you are ready for this talisman. All right. So that's the talismans. There also will be more pre-sale talismans as well. I'm going to include that link in the show notes. So let's move on to the horizon, where we did have our free event. That was the Italy retreat experience. You did past life readings and like shallow dives into the Italy experience that you will be providing for all of the attendees there in October. So if you are interested in finding out a little bit more of what this Italy retreat is going to be like, and maybe even learn a little something when you're looking through with Sandy at these different charts, we would love for you to check out that recap. Also, we have an upcoming Talisman Trunk Show that's September 10th. And these are really wonderful because you can get a raffle ticket that turns into a gift certificate for the exact same price. So, and you could win a talisman of your choice, which is absolutely fabulous. And why wouldn't you want to try that out? So
we've been running these trunk shows more often because we aren't doing shows. We're not traveling to do shows. And we want people to be able to see the talismans live and me to talk a little bit about the chart. So yeah, really cool, really cool.
Yeah, we would love to have you there. It's a free event. You are not required to buy any raffle tickets, but in my opinion, it's a win-win-win. So I think you should.
How much are they?
$10 a piece.
And you still can use that on the website?
Yes.
If you don't win?
Even if you don't win, you still get to use that on the website.
What if you win?
Then you still get to use that for the website. So it's a win-win-win.
Talisman and use your money on something else.
Yeah, exactly. And also don't forget that our Italy retreat is coming up soon, which is October 4th through 11th. So I think doors are closing.
They are.
Or if are they already closed?
No, we've got one more week. This coming week coming up.
Okay.
And then they will be closed.
So, and then it's closing. So I'll leave it there. You can check out more information on our retreat page, and also check out that recap that I was talking about, that Italy retreat experience recap.
I also want to just say that for right now, this is the retreat that is coming up. And after that, the next retreat that I'm organizing right now that's not on the website is Egypt again. Which is September of 2026.
Yep.
It'll be a small group because it's a lot of moving around, a lot of suitcase moving.
You gotta see Egypt when you're there.
So we got to move around a lot, and there's a lot of boating and stuff. So that will, I'll probably put it on the website, but that will close pretty soon because I'm going to talk a little bit about in our house, the group of Egypt. Everybody that went to Egypt is going back.
Ooh, exciting.
So if you're interested,
grab your spot. If you are interested, you can email me, Alex, at intentionbeads.com.
Because it's going to be a small group, and it may be that I don't put it out on
as an open call. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So
that's kind of all I wanted to say is that was the only retreat I've got planned for 2026.
Right.
As I've got some personal things I got to take care of. So I'm not doing a whole lot of traveling for retreats, but right. I will in 2027.
Yeah. Okay. So let's move into the last part of our podcast, which is our house, where we like to talk about personal stories, plans coming up, whatever is on our mind. So you have very special guests coming in town, and tell me about it. Kravitz crazy.
Well, I do like Lenny Kravitz. I mean, who doesn't? Maybe some guys don't, but I think the girls do. We picked that concert at Ravinia, which is an outdoor, bring your blanket, bring your chairs, bring your food, bring your wine, and then be entertained by a singer. It's a big Chicago thing on the North Shore here. And we are pooling our gathering and inviting all of the people that attended the Egypt retreat. We're a pretty close team. Everyone had an experience in Egypt at one of the temples. We were in sacred space for each other. We just connected in such a strong emotional bonding that we want to get together again. So we've invited everybody here to Chicago. And when we were looking at dates, it was Lenny Kravitz is playing up at Ravinia. Who wants to go? And everybody's like, yeah. So it's happening this week. People will start to arrive, and we've got dinners out and some get-togethers, some cookouts. Just so we can catch up and see everyone. It's just going to be a great time. And then we do have that night out at Ravinia. And then we're going to be talking about our next Egypt retreat, which is in September of 2026.
Exciting.
Yeah. Who wants to go?
All right. So yeah, I think that we'll be excited to welcome everyone in this week. And I think that's going to be a wrap on our episode today.
We also have the farm party.
Right. And if you've been listening to our podcast, you've probably heard it a few times already, but we go annually to my uncle's farm party. And so that's also going to be happening too, where we go and we listen to some fun music and we camp out and we eat. And we bring some potluck type of items. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, and the RVs pull up, and it's a whole weekend, but it's mainly one full day of party at my brother's. I mean, it's all his friends and family, and it's just on this 160-acre, no animal farm. They're all wild, and no vegetable farm either. It's just a huge
no crops, no
lake.
Nothing, just the land.
Forest and bonfires, and he does build a stage, and a band comes in and rocks out. And we swim in the lake, and oh my God, it's hilarious.
Yeah, it's like a little mini, it's like a family festival, and it's a great time. We love it every year. But yeah, everybody, thank you so much. We are going to be having a rip-roaring end of the summer, so we will give you all the updates and the fun stories that we have next week. All right, everybody, thanks for listening in, and we'll talk to you all next week. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
I say go do you. Now travel far, share your stories and earn your scars. It's you. Say you are the one you will answer to when this life is done. Don't waste a minute, jump in the river. Wash yourself clean so you can deliver you. The story of you, the story of you. The story of you, the